Hurricane Harvey made landfall down in South Texas, which Galveston and most we all know now. We it's been on, Houston has been like hit the most, and I was like taken aback, like personally, meditating. Hopefully, all the people that I know and love down there in Houston, I'm hoping that they safe. And the previous phone calls I've been making all last week down there and stuff, so they're good and stuff. But the thing is, the fact that they lost everything and people died down there is something. But leave it up to Kevin Hart and all that to issue a challenge. I think it was like what, $50,000 challenge to send that type of money to a hurricane relief fund and all this other stuff, just so on and so forth. To leave a challenge like that, I shouldn't even do that, because I know Dwayne Johnson, y'all know is The Rock. He donated $25,000, and also this guy here too, J.J. Watts, the defensive end for the Houston Texans. From what I understand, I'm getting bits and pieces that he raised over $6 million in relief fund or whatever like that. Which nothing good is good thing with that, but it's also bad too, because the fact of the matter that a lot of those rescuers that we've been talking about, and I've stressed it very seriously on social media, as well as everywhere else, that like how the rescuers were passing up black families and black people, shooting racial epithets at them, saying F you, fuck you niggers, go ahead and pray for Jesus to come save you, and all this other stuff, blah blah blah, which is no surprise to me whatsoever. And if you look at the news stations with the media, once again, pulling their propaganda, and propaganda resonates opinion, that most of the families and stuff and people they were saving were mostly white. And the black people that they were showing that's also was suffering in Houston, thanks to racist bastards like Colin Flaherty, his faggot ass, want to show selective and showing purported videos of black people looting the stores and all this other stuff during the hurricane and all that junk, which is basically absolute bullshit, because I'm definitely sure that you had some crackers out there looting and robbing too. Just like how they try to do with Katrina all over again. If the white people up there they struggling, or they trying to survive in the hurricane. But if black people doing it, it's considered looters and all this other stuff. Which is one of the reasons why I'm going to take a cue, like I say, Kanye West said it back in 2005, George Bush don't care about black people. And he doesn't. Neither does neither does King Louis 45. But J.J. Watts, yeah, you may have raised $6 million or whatever, and I'm understanding it's still going up. That's good. But how much of that is being kicked back to the hood, particularly like over there in Fifth Ward, is basically where the topic of my subject is on this whole situation, is where my guys are from, the Ghetto Boys, and Mr. Brad Jordan, Scarface. Now for all you cats, man, look, I still bump the Ghetto Boys to this day. Okay? Plain and simple. Shoot, Face done been down here to Miami several times. One of the realest cats you ever want to vibe with. Period. One of the realest cats. And Scarface has some things to say, and he's taking issue with that. Although, yeah, he don't live in Houston no more. He stay on the outskirts of the city, but he still feel the pain that he hasn't forgotten where he come from. Neither has Willie D. Neither has Bushwick Bill, a.k.a. Chucky. But like I said, I'm a big Ghetto Boys fan, and nobody is really in the rap game to me than Scarface. And I'm gonna tell you something. We need Scarface more than ever in the rap game with these old mumble rappers. But I ain't gonna talk about that right now. Yeah, I'll deal with that another time. You know. But like I said, Ghetto Boys have always stood tall, and they always stood up for Houston when nobody didn't stood up for them even more. And several other rappers have, took a suit, because these are OGs and stuff of that. Lil Flip, Slim Thug. You want to throw Paul Wall in there? Yeah, him too. Zero. A lot of these cats. But Mr. Brad Jordan, the focus is on Scarface. He had a few choice words for J.J. Watts, and about how much money he raised for his funds, and where it's going, and where it's not going to, and where it's supposed to go to. As an article, because he did an interview with Rolling Stone magazine. Let me just go there real quick if I could find it. Give me 1 second, people. It's coming straight out of Rolling Stone magazine. I'm just gonna go and write this now. Scarface talks Houston hurricane relief, city preparedness, Trump response. Now, as Hurricane Harvey was bearing down on Houston, the rapper Scarface, a lifelong Houstonian and Texas hip-hop pioneer, was holed up in his house, wondering if he made the right decision to ride out the storm. As it turned out, although he lost power and was marooned at home for several days, he was one of the lucky ones. His home on the city's outskirts was spared any real damage, but others he know weren't so lucky. So Rolling Stone checked in with him to find out what he and others have been through, how the city has responded, and his concerns as the region begins the massive cleanup. So this is the interviewer. This is Scarface Hansen. So how's the weather where you at? Right now it's sunny, no clouds, absolutely beautiful. Are you and your family and friends safe? Yeah, everybody's safe. Unfortunately, a few people didn't feel so well during this storm. They're in our thoughts and prayers. But if you're a Houstonian, then you know what it is. We run the risk of having these storms every hurricane season. I'm 46 years old, and I've been going through this all my life. We always had these storms. Ike, Rita, Hugo, Allison, Alice. Yep. What was your experience going through this hurricane? It was raining and blowing wind, but a couple minutes into that second hour of winds and rains, those lights went off. That's when the reality set in that this is it. It's about to go down. That's when everything hits you all at once, like, damn, we should have left. We ain't got no lights, the water rising, the water is all the way up to the trees in the driveway. Oh my God, we should have left. But after the lights went off, I'm pretty industrious. So shit, I cranked the generator up. But we were stuck in the house for 3 days. It didn't stop raining. Sorry about that. So how did it compare to past hurricanes you've been through? Well, they calling this one the worst ever. I would say it's the worst rain ever. At my house, if you pass by in a big truck, the wake would push the water up to the doorsteps. So it was real. Some people are still flooded in. Some people lost everything, which is true, because I had got another report, another story, that after the water started receding down, one man came back to his house, and this is some real shit. This is some real shit. He found a 9-foot alligator in his living room, chilling under the damn table. After the storm washed in a 9-foot alligator in a man's house. See, y'all talk about Florida, us having alligators. Shoot, you don't think they got alligators down there neither? Yeah, but it might have came in from Louisiana. Who knows? Shit. Anyway, let me continue. I feel like this is the worst storm among my friends because we had some friends who took on some real damage. My buddy was evacuating his house in the inner city and he stepped in a manhole. If he wouldn't have caught himself from falling all the way down, he would have died. He lost everything. In Beaumont, which is about an hour and a half up the road, they lost all their running water. But do you think the city and state were prepared for this? No doubt. We got volunteers all over the place. We got two of the biggest venues in the city open to the public. See, Houstonians know exactly what to do in these situations. It's not our first rodeo. You know, thank God for that the mayor, having these Sylvester Turner, is a brother, is from Houston, and he knows what to do. He sprung right into action. He's the truth. He stepped in and showed immaculate leadership skills in a crisis. Now, here comes the big one, y'all. How do you feel about Trump showing up on the Texas coast? And he said the same thing I said. I think he still feels like he's on a presidential campaign. He walked to the shelter like, oh, look at this crowd. Thank you. The people weren't there to see him. The people were actually in a shelter. With all due respect, Mr. President is a egotistical, megalomaniac narcissist. What I've been saying for a while now, and I've been saying this out in the streets for the longest, to all these motherfucking crackers that get out here want to support 45, and then to some of these old niggas and coons who ain't nothing but cowards themselves in real life. That want to support Trump and all that, because I'm about to beat the brakes off a motherfucker back in June and shit. He wanted to fight me over a motherfucker he ain't never seen, don't know, never will meet. Soft ass old niggas, man. Can't stand them. You know, and that's what it is with Trump. This asshole still thinks like he's on the presidential campaign. You know, say Texas can take care of themselves. They strong. Fuck out of here. Jackass. You know. And Face just said the same thing I would have said. Okay. So now let's get down to the meat and potatoes. Now there's a lot of attention right now in Houston and the areas affected by the storm. Do you worry that in a few days the news will move on and all the attention won't be there as the city needs help recovering and rebuilding? Look, in Houston, we're going to look out for our own. It's amazing how the locals are taking care of each other. My concern is that you donate all this money to these organizations and they don't kick the hood in. What I was just talking about at the beginning of this video. That's cool that you raised $5 or $6 million, JJ Watts. You know, I love that. That's a beautiful thing. But if you donated to Meyerland Relief or River Oaks Relief or Memorials Relief, then you just threw it away. Those people got hell of money there. I don't think they need no more. I'm sure they had insurance. Now, for the people that lost everything, people in the hood that's flooded, the lower income communities, those are the people that need it the most. Exactly. This is one of the reasons, like, when you come about the Houston Texans football team, I only thought about one player there when he used to be there, and that was my man Andre Johnson, local Miami resident, former UM standout, Miami Norland senior high alumnus and stuff. And yes, I know Andre personally. Okay, Miami, a lot like Houston, we got each other backs here among black people. Okay, we ain't with that. Yeah, you got some little sprinkles of haters, but it is what it is. Let me continue. You know, that's all I thought about when I think about the Houston Texans. You know, all you hear these guys talking about J.J. Watts, J.J. Watts, J.J. Watts. Again, another great white hope. You know, they compared him to Dan Hampton of the Bears. You know, but the difference between J.J. Watts and Dan Hampton, Hamp was a beast. That's why he was nicknamed Danimal. As a Bears fan, I know that. But let me ask you, know, if he's supposed to be so great of a defensive player, then why is it every time they get knocked out of the first round of the playoffs, every time? Well, they can't really stop shit. But like Scarface said, like, you know, it's like this. J.J. Watts, like I say, Maryland, River Oaks, Memorial Relief, those are all white-owned organizations in more upscale Caucasian communities. Like I was saying earlier, they not him, Kevin Hart, Dwayne Johnson, all them jokers donate their money over to the Red Cross and all that. They ain't putting nothing back in the inner cities. They ain't putting nothing in the 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, anywhere down there in the inner cities up there in Houston. Okay, the people who didn't have insurance. You know, lower income communities. They're not doing none of that. See, all that shit they doing, yeah, you raised $6 million. Whoop de freaking do. You're just using that as a tax write-off. Don't be fooled by none of this shit, man. Because, see, to me, J.J. Watts has always been an SWS, suspected white supremacist. That's just me. I just got a gut feeling about him. And it's not good. Face may give you a pass of saying you a solid dude, but nah, you ain't solid when it comes to something like this in a time of crisis. I don't, you know, I've seen him on TV, doing some NFL commercials, you know, doing something at a center where a lot of little black children at and stuff like that. That's just for dog and pony show. That's all that shit is. But this proved my point when it comes to this. Because, see, like Millie Fuller always say, you know, we have to start getting codified, man. See, the white supremacists, see, they on code. J.J. Watts on code with those relief funds, with Maryland, River Oaks, and Memorial Relief Fund. Okay? And see, this shit with Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson and all that, y'all donate money to Red Cross and all this shit like that. Red Cross took a lot of donations and robbed it where it's supposed to be going into help rebuilding homes and stuff for the people there in Haiti after the earthquake. And they ain't did none of that shit. I mean, thank goodness Marshawn Lynch was down there to help with building homes for the people there in Haiti. But that hasn't got covered though. Before he came back in the NFL when he was retired. Let me continue. Now, what are your plans in the coming days and weeks? I do a lot of shit, but I don't do it on social media because I don't need to be praised for it. The relief that I passed on to people is out of love. It's no photo op. The areas where I grew up, we don't really have a lot of water. Ain't no water standing no more around the neighborhood. But if somebody lost their air conditioning unit or something, I'm gonna make sure you got that. Or if your house lost carpet or whatever and you didn't have the insurance, I'm gonna make sure you get the carpet. You got that carpet. Make sure you got some new living room shit. Couldn't make it to work for 3 days and lost 3 days of income. Hey, I'm gonna have a little something on that. But you won't see me filming and riding around like, look what I did. I don't do that. I totally agree. totally agree. Now I know I did a video, was it a video or a live stream? I think it was. No, a video I did of back last month in August, where I took my other half and helped her open up an account at One United Bank. And I did a little video shoot, you know, after all that and stuff like that, because, you know, look, in my neighborhood where I grew up at, born and raised at, right in Liberty City, Florida, it's like the same thing like this, you know. A lot of stuff I don't do on social media, I do out here in the streets, I do out here in the real world. Whether it's sitting down and talking to some kids and telling them and spitting some knowledge with them of the game, that's something they can carry with them in adult life, or basically trying to go ahead and lend something to somebody, even if it's I don't care if it's a homeless person that I know, or if it's somebody I know that's hungry. Oh yeah, you know what? Come on, shoot. You know, they going to ask for some money, say they want to get something to eat. Look here, I'm not going to give you no money unless you really need it, because I know, especially I know they got a drug habit. But I will buy you something to eat. Come on. And I don't buy them no fucking Happy Meal or nothing. No, I'm going to take them over here, get them a real meal. Something that could sit on their stomach for days and all that, because I know they going through shit. But so some of them I know personally, I buy them a meal, but I'll shoot them a little bread too. And I tell them, man, just don't go ahead and get that to the dope man. But I can't really say that, because the reason why, because once it's out my hand and into theirs, what they do with it, it's on them. As much as I hate to say it, but it is what it is. You know, I ain't looking for no accolades and doing nothing like that. It's all about humanity at the end of the day. See, you got some of these jokers that be on social media, you know, that want to get praise and all that. And I see it plenty of times with a lot of these jokers that be on here with these comedic usernames and all this other shit like that. I'm not even finna mention them, because they mention those names because they know who the fuck they are. You know, I call them, as my brother Poppy Jackson-Bey would call them, nothing but armchair revolutionaries. You know, you talk all that tough shit, how you gonna talk, say, quote unquote, you gonna pop off on the crackers and all that shit, but get out here in the real world, you probably be the same ones that be at your little job at Wendy's and shit, filling up fucking ketchup bottles and shit when master tell you to do it. You know, because it's amazing, like how a lot of these cats, see, that's why I say when it comes to a lot of these online communities, I don't be a part of that bullshit, especially when they talk about shit like, oh, you know, when they say slogans like each one teach one and all that shit. Yeah, we can't even agree to disagree. You always gonna have one person in there that want to try to, as Nelly Fuller said, they want to try to be the smartest person out there in the room. I did a video one time and I had one imbecile came on there talking about, well, I think you need to go ahead and do some more research before you someone like this. I looked at this shit and I kind of chuckled at first. You know, one of these, as my man Irv Griffin would say, you know, one of these pro-blacks. Some of y'all really get on my damn nerves, because you're not really even about your people, because the only thing y'all about is just want to go ahead and get likes for a damn comment that you did. You get likes for a comment that you did, or you just talking some shit like that. Oh, I'm trying to raise my son to be a warrior and all this other shit. Shut the fuck up, for real. Or talking some dumb junk, saying that you hear the catchphrase, the loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room, from the American Gangster movie where Denzel played Frank Lucas when he was telling Huey that, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor. You know, And that's a fact. The loudest one is the weakest one. All that junk talking about cats that be talking loud, don't take them for granted, because they can easily back their junk up. Yeah. Well, look, I've been on this plane for 48 goddamn years. And I've seen the same thing all over. Cats that be talking loud and all this other stuff, they do that shit for attention. They ain't gonna bust a grape when it come down to throwing hands. It's only a very certain few, and that is like 2%, that get out there and back their crap up. A lot of them just talking. Just talking. The ones who keep themselves, the ones who keep their mouth shut, them beasts, the silent ones are always the deadliest ones. It's just like an owl. When an owl flies at night and it goes hunting for either for a rat or some, in particular, a great horned owl. You ain't seen one of them. I've had experience with one. It's a reason why they call it a silent hunter, a winged tiger, because you're not gonna hear it when it's flying through the air. But by the time it zeroes in on its prey, it's too late. You got 500 psi's of those the talon squeezing on whatever it grasps in its talons, whether it be a rat, a rabbit, squirrel, house cat, even a fucking skunk. It's way too late. My point of the matter is, they don't make a whole lot of noise, and they don't need to be seen or heard. And that's the problem that I have with a lot of these fucking online Kemet MFs. They get a little fancy username dealing with the Egyptian deities like Sekhmet and Diop and all this other stuff like that. But then, you know, when they get checked, they still act hood and all that. Because look, particularly a lot of them still nothing but hood rats, and they trying to act like they so freaking self-aware or whatever. When I do mine, I do that. That's from the goodness of the heart. That's from goodness. It's about humanity. Because, like as Noble Drew Ali said, we have to learn to love instead of hate. Okay, that's what humanity is about. Humanity is about caring for the other individual. It's not about you. It's not about trying to get likes or whatever the hell you post or whatever like that. We got too many of these motherfucking armchair revolutionaries that's online that's talking all this shit, but they can't even get out there and back it up when it comes down to the real world, because they turn their nose up on other people like they ain't garbage. Now, don't get me wrong, I use social media for my platform as I'm using it right now, just to go ahead to get my message across, because see, a lot of people, particularly a lot of my subs, tell me all the time they love the content of what I do, and they, because of them, it's the reason why I keep going and doing what I'm doing. And to those individuals who said that slick shit, you know who the fuck you is, so you don't get no mention on my channel. But if you come on here with that crap, I'm saying, I do got the block katana. Don't get it twisted. Anyway, that's my point when it comes down to that. You know, myself like Scarface, I mean, like, it's the same thing when I be at my place of business. I ain't trying to look for no accolades, you know, people want to be in front of the camera, be egotistical and all that stuff. We already got an idiot in the White House that's already doing that type of shit. You know, who wants to, everywhere he goes, he wants to talk about how big his crowd size is and all this other shit like that. It's always about size with him, because he's lacking it elsewhere. You know, like I say, as Francis Cresswell say, man, You know, the white man is always fascinated about size when it comes to other non-white men or people in general. much like Conor McCracker, when you talk about, oh, you didn't know I was black from the belly button on down. Well, now he's must be totally white from the belly button on up, as he's suffering severe brain damage after Floyd put them things on him. So if you expect me to feel sorry for Conor McCracker having serious brain damage, don't, because I really don't give a fuck. Fuck him. Got what he deserved. Floyd was seconds away from going ahead and knocking his ass completely out. So those rumors about Conor getting knocked out during this sparring before the fight were true. I just wanted to throw that in there. As for this thing with JJ Watts, I mean, kudos to Scarface for calling these fools out. You know, I've always loved Scarface. I always loved the Ghetto Boys for keeping it 100 for what they do. But JJ Watts, you raised $6 million. Yeah, that's good. But how much of that is you being kicked back to the Fifth Ward or to black families or the black communities that's gonna do that? You know, this is the thing about with that. But I got a feeling. I just got a feeling that that the people down there, and it's getting terrible, unfortunately, because I got reports of some of the people that trucks are transporting some of the evacuees like over there to Walmart, because over there to Walmart's over there, which is staged as FEMA camps. I don't know how true that is, but I'm gonna be following up on that too. But I'm not surprised. But Scarface, Brad Jordan, thank you. Thank you for calling these fake motherfuckers out. And yes, he's a Scorpio, so we see through bullshit. You know, and saying what you're saying. But anybody that, you know, if you got any more comments, let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section. Share, subscribe. Make sure you click on that notification bell so when I upload new videos, you'll be able to get them. No more talk.